Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Yellow Studio Live. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I had a very nice weekend that started out kind of not so nice, but ended up being very nice. So, hi Jill, welcome, welcome. If you're here, say hi in the comments. So nice to see you guys. If you notice, I have a new part of my set. I got, oh my gosh, it's backwards to me. Okay, no, go this way. Go this way. Oh my goodness. Right there. See that mirrored? Oh my gosh. Almost, no. Can you see the mirrored? There. Can you see the mirrored Milagros heart? I got that from my sister. Um, on for Christmas, and I hadn't had a chance to add it to the collection yet. And so this weekend we finally had some time to make the perfect spot for it, and I'm so excited that it's there. It's so beautiful. And it's a mirror. So when you stand in different places in the cabin, you see different other places reflected from there. And when I'm standing upstairs in front of it, I can see my art downstairs that I can't normally see. So that was really fun. So I'll tell you about my weekend and then we'll get started. I want to talk about, perimenopause a bit and anxiety and how much I cannot believe how much I've always had like a little bit of anxiety here and there about different things, usually things like, fear of the unknown or fear of something that you're just not sure or confident of doing, right? Like you might be nervous to fly if you haven't flown in a long time, or you might be nervous to go on a cruise if you've never been on one of those big cruise ships, or, that kind of thing, that kind of anxiety. But then there's perimenopause anxiety, which is like, feels so random. It feels like there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing I'm really concerned about in life. Everything seems kind of fine and kind of okay. And then I have so much anxiety, I can barely move or walk or get out of the house. And that is what happened Saturday morning, paired with some nauseousness, which came out of nowhere. Plus, being that it's perimenopause, I still get to have my monthly friend come and visit. So that's always fun to have both, menopausal symptoms and still have your regular cycle. Yay me. So anyway, that morning I was feeling a ton of anxiety. I was feeling tired. I was just feeling really bad. And I was going to get, I had hand drawn a card for my friend. It was her birthday, and I had hand drawn a card and I needed an envelope. So I went into I have a little cabinet over here of my office supplies and my crafting supplies and stuff. And I went into the cabinet and reached in to grab the box that has the envelopes. Well, I reached under the shelf, and I guess the underneath of the shelf had some splinters, or it's not like finished. Like, the top of the shelf is all finished and sanded and stained and everything, but the underneath isn't, which I hadn't realized. And I've never really tried scraping it with my fingernails before. Which sounds insane, but that's what happened. So as I put my hand under, it scraped the splinters, and I got 4 splinters in the good finger. The fun finger. Fun to use on people that you get mad at. I got 4 splinters in it, and then when I sat down, got all the splinters out, thank goodness. Then I went to put everything back after getting the envelopes out. And I smashed my finger and cut it on the cuticle and down the finger like you would with a hangnail. So that was fantastic. So then I really wanted to cancel, but I kept pushing myself forward because I hadn't seen my friends in 2 months, almost 2 months. We get together for my birthday at the beginning of December, and then we usually don't see each other again till the end of January because we're all kind of hibernating. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy. It's just not the days are really short. There's just not a lot of and Jill says, ouch. There's just not a lot of inspiration to go out and play, right? So it was a beautiful day. I was going to meet the girls. I was like, I'm going. And I ended up going anyway. And I'm so glad I did. I had the best time, of course. And all of my anxiety kept shedding away the closer and closer I got. Like as I left the house, some of it left. And then as I got to the library to meet with the ladies, a bunch more of it left. And then as we got to our destination, I had none left. I was feeling great. So that was my day. But we ended up going on this really fun lighthouse tour. We went and toured the Umpqua Lighthouse, um, which is in Winchester Bay. It's only about 15 minutes from Lakeside, so not very far. And then we toured the lighthouse with a lighthouse tour guide, and she was so amazing and told so many fun stories. And I learned how if you lay bricks horizontal, a row of horizontal, and then a row vertical, so that you see the short ends, that it makes it more sturdy. Who knew? So many other fun things that we learned. And then we went to lunch over on the bay in Winchester Bay at this cute little place called Griff's. And there were 11 of us. So we were a big group and we got to sit overlooking the water and it was really fun. And then we went back over to the lighthouse to go to the museum and walk through the museum. And that was really fun reading about the lighthouse keepers that took care of the lighthouse. It was really interesting because the most of the lighthouse keepers only made it a year and some less. But this one lighthouse keeper was there for 3 years. And then it said he got promoted. He was first lighthouse keeper, and then he got promoted to the actual lighthouse keeper. And then he was there another 3 years, and then he was fired. And I was like, how is the only guy that was there 6 years get fired? And then one other guy, it said that he abandoned his position. But then when you read the little like history of the lighthouse, originally it was on the mouth of the river. And that wasn't a good place for it because as the river rises, it flooded the lighthouse and washed it away into the river. And so it washed the lighthouse fell over into the river. And so, yes, he abandoned the lighthouse because what was he supposed to do? Stay in it and drown in the river? So it was so funny that it said he abandoned the lighthouse. I'm like, well, kind of, you would have to. So that was really interesting. And they weren't monsters. I don't think, anyway. There weren't pictures of them. I don't think there were any pictures of the actual lighthouse keepers. This is all in the 1800s. So yeah, it was really neat. But they did have some of their old clothing and like a few little trinkety things. That was really interesting. Oh goodness. And so it was making me think of my little lighthouse monsters though, and that whole story and how I could maybe now make the story even better by kind of embellishing it with cool lighthouse info that I know now. Yes, the whole lighthouse went into the river. Can you believe that? Like I guess it was sinking in the sand because it was at the mouth of the river on the sand. And they didn't know how to fortify a lighthouse back then and not just have it sitting on the sand. So since it was just sitting on the sand, as the water of the river rose, that it just moved and moved and moved, and then psh, into the river, the whole thing. So yeah, it was a wild story. And then they ended up moving it over above the ocean. and they made like a concrete pad and paved the area around it and all of that so that it would be more secure. And then it's been there ever since. But also another interesting fact was that where the lighthouse is now, it sits back from the ocean pretty far, but the ocean used to come up way closer to it. But after they used to dredge the what is it called? Not the canal, but they used to dredge like the um, jetty, I think it's called. They used to dredge the jetty, and so the boats could get in and out, the working boats. And as they did that, that changed the where the ocean came up to the edge of the cliffs and the break. Sorry, hubby's trying to get the kitty for me because he's losing his little cat mind. Thank you, love. So, because of the dredging, the sand would all shift and move around. And the ocean used to be right up to this cliff that we were standing on to see the lighthouse. And now the ocean is like a good maybe mile away from there. So, or maybe not a mile, maybe a mile's exaggerating, but it was pretty far. And so that was so wild, like for it to the dredging made the ocean move so much. It's so interesting to see how in real time in 150 years how much man can change, alter nature. It's really, really interesting. And they stopped doing the dredging. They learned to build jetties so that the jetties make a break from the waves so it's not as stormy or wavy in the jetty. And then they can come in more easily in and out of that area instead of getting tossed around by the waves so bad. It still can be pretty tossily at certain times of the year, but um, it definitely is better with the jetty. And now they don't have to dredge. Hi, Jessica. Welcome, welcome. I was just telling my story of the weekend. So yeah, so we did that museum tour, and then after we left, we found a little art gallery underneath the museum that we didn't realize was there. And so we went and walked through the art gallery and saw this beautiful art, all this local beautiful art. So that was really fun. And the gal asked me and my friend, because we're both artists, if we might consider putting our art in there. So we're going to talk to her later about that too. So it was such a fun day all around. And I had such a great time. So I'm glad I didn't cancel after that crazy morning I was having. I was very delighted. So tonight we are going to I'm going to demonstrate how to make a sticker sheet. And we're going to use my favorite Printful because they're my favorite and I trust everything they print. And I haven't gotten stickers in a long time. The last time I ordered stickers, I ordered them, in bulk where you get a ton of them. I think they were ordered on a roll of them and then you break them apart. That's the last time I got stickers. So it's been a long time. I thought it would be fun to use my bird stack for these. So what I want to do first is show how I'm going to prep the different stickers, the different elements for the different stickers. And I know this will be different for each of us because we all have different kinds of art, but hopefully seeing how I prep it will help you get some ideas for how you could use the elements from your art to create some stickers for a sticker sheet. So I want to go to Illustrator. I think I have to open it real quick. Well, it's open, but put it on my screen. Okay, and there. And hopefully you can see, yes, sticker fun. Okay, so now we are in Illustrator. This is my Blackbird stack. I drew this one as one of my Beatles inspired stacks. I love that song Blackbird. It's one of my favorite songs. And I wanted to draw a stack of beautiful blackbirds. So you can see I have a penguin and a raven and a cormorant. I can't remember what this teeny little blackbird is with the red on it. It's so cute though. An ostrich, a black swan, a toucan, and a little crow at the top. Because crows really, they are the top of the bird kingdom, even though they aren't the biggest. They tend to be the smartest, or at least the most harassing of all the birds. They harass all the birds around here. They chase the eagles and they chase the cormorants and they chase everybody. It's very funny. Okay, so as you can see now, I have each of them, they're all combined right now. So I don't want to have a stack of them on the sticker sheet. I want them to each be their own sticker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the background is locked, and it is. And if I'm an Illustrator, if you don't know how to lock it, you can press Command Option 2, and that I just unlocked it, and Command Option 2 locks it. And so now, Command Option 2. Why is it not locking? Why is it not locking? Oh, Command 2. Sorry. Command Option 2 unlocks. Command 2 locks it. So now when I click on it, see how I can't select it at all. But if I do Command Option 2, it unlocks it. And now I can click on it and drag it around. Oops, didn't mean to go in the layer. I can drag it around. I can put it back. But if I lock it with Command 2, then it's locked down. And that's what I want right now, because I want to be able to drag and click and not select that background right now so that I can get each bird. So now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to go from the top first. And I'm going to take my selection tool and I'm just going to get as much of this bird without touching the other bird as possible. Now, since it's hand drawn, it's like tons and tons of lines. It's not, since it's not just a vector graphic, it is vector in that it can be blown up to any size. It's vector in that way, but it's not a simple shape. You know, like I didn't just draw the outline and then add on shapes. It's hand drawn as I went, like it's a sketch first and then it's drawn on top of that. And then all of the elements are added by hand one at a time. And so that makes it a lot of lines basically. So what I'm going to do first is I think I've selected the whole thing, but I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it away and see if I got the whole thing. And see, I did. Yay. So that's really awesome when that happens. So I got the whole thing. So I'm going to do Command G to group it. So now that bird is grouped and I don't have to worry about losing him. And then I'm going to move him back over where he was. Oops. Okay. Oh, is that about? Yeah. I actually don't have to move him back over. I could just not save this. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to Command C now, and then I'm going to go get a new document by doing Command N. And I like to do a 30 by 40 or a 40 by 30 or 30 by 30. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to Command V. And see, he's really teeny tiny because my original drawing was a 16 by 20 inch. And this is 30 by 40 inch or 40 by 30 inch. And so he's teeny tiny from the 16 by 20. But now I can take him and hold down the shift and click the corner and click and drag. You got to hold down shift though, or you will lose the proportions of your character. So then I'm going to fill him in the whole screen just so he's the highest resolution possible. Okay, so there is my cutie little crow. He's all set. I'm going to do Command Shift Save to save as, and I'm going to say Blackbird Stack Crow. And now I need to go put him where I want him. Okay, and I'm going to make a new sticker, and I mean a new folder, a new sticker, and call it stickers. Or let's call it sticker sheet. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm also going to, and I'll do all the rest of them a little bit quicker. I just wanted to go slow enough that you see how to do it. Then the next one I'm going to do an export as, because I don't want to upload an Illustrator file. I want to upload a PNG with no background. And so you can, if you select use artboards, it will keep all the white all the way around the bird. Not the white, but the size of the background around the bird. Or you can uncheck that and it will make the frame go directly outside of the bird so that there isn't any extra space on it. So for this case, I'm going to uncheck it because I want to have as much space. I want to have the spacing as perfect as possible to put it on the sticker sheet. So I'm going to export it as a PNG and hit export and OK. I'm going to see if you guys are OK over there. Is Illustrator the only way to do it? No, that's a great question. You could also go into, you could probably do this in Canva, and I could do a little test. You would have to use Magic Grab and then grab each character and then add them to a new document and then save as a PNG with no background. So I think that you could. You wouldn't have as much what is the word I'm looking for? You wouldn't have as much control. That's what I'm trying to think of, because their Magic Grab is going to select the character as best it can. It might miss a little bit, might get a little too much of another bird since these are stacked on top of each other. So, but you could use Magic Grab and it should work pretty well. Yeah, so that's a great question though. Okay, so this one's done and I'm going to hit save one more time and I'm going to close that one. So now I'm going to get my next one, and I'm actually going to go ahead and command to this one, lock it, so that now I can't select it. See, I drag over it. It doesn't get selected at all. It's just there. So it doesn't interfere with any of the other bird selections. So now I'm going to drag my cursor over this guy, and he's going to be a little more awkward because, you know, he's got part coming down here and part of him going up there. I don't want to get any of the black swan, but I do want to make sure I have this foot in here, and have a feeling he's going to be a little bit harder. So let's pull him apart. Yep, missed lots. Okay. I don't know why my shift, if you hold down shift and drag, it should select more, keep adding more to it. Okay. And then let's see how much of that guy I got. Still not enough. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to select. And then select. The thing about this is that when you're selecting, if you go back over a spot that you already selected, then it wants to, dang, I thought I had these all grouped already a long time ago. Anyway, if I do that and then I hold shift and select again, it deselects them. So you have to be careful to try to get that and then try to only get the others. It's a little bit complicated. Oh, see, now I got a bunch of the swan. And I do not want that. Okay, now I'm holding shift and I'm going to try to get this foot. And now let's see how much we have. Oh, we're close. Okay, so I'm missing some of these guys. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? That's going to fix it. I'm going to Command G to group the things I've already selected. And then now, of course it didn't work. Okay, I'm going to select all these. I'm going to get a Command G. Now I'm going to select that and Command G. And now I'm going to see what I'm missing. Okay, so I took part of the swan here, so I need to get that unselected. And then I need to get these little bits here. So I just Command Z to put it back where it was. And I got to ungroup. Command Shift G ungroups. Okay, so this I'm going to Command 2 to lock it. I'm also going to lock these little dots. Command 2. Okay. Now I think that I can select it better. I'm going to Command G for group. Command G for group. And then I'm going to select that. See what's missing still. Okay, the red and the feet. Can handle that. So I'm going to go here. Command G. And then I'm going to get this foot. Command G. And I'm going to get this foot. Command G. And now hopefully all our Command Gs. Oh, almost. And this is where I want to zoom in a little closer and get those last couple bits. Now, this wouldn't be this complicated if you didn't have hand-drawn illustrations. You know, if you just had characters in a scene or a setting or an AI art or a painting or whatever else, I would suggest in those cases using Canva. And you know, let's do a little quick test, even though it's going to take us a little bit longer. But I feel like it'd be really good to see how easy, how fast it would pull the animals from or you know, pull each character. And see, I'm still missing a bunch of little things. Okay. What can I get here? G. That's locked. Okay, Command G. And I think all of that is locked on the swan. Nope. Those are not locked. Okay. Just deselecting these tiny dots on the swan that I don't want to take with me. And I'm going to, I think that's going to be just right. Let's hope. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. So now I can zoom back out. What's nice though is once I get these apart, then I can save this document as a new file that isn't a stack, that is just the separate animals grouped. And then I'm going to do another new, put this guy on that one. I'm holding shift and dragging to make him fill the scene. And there is our, I don't like that one little thing, so I'm going to see if I can get it out of there. Okay, now I'm going to say all and group. Okay, so he's grouped. I'm going to say blackbird stack, toucan, and save. And then I'm going to export as a PNG. And I'm going to leave artboards off so that it can be, and we're going to close this one. Cutie cute. All right, hopefully these other ones go a little bit faster. Okay, so now I have to unlock everybody because I unlocked some of that swan and I want to get it unlocked so it can come with the rest. Now I don't know how good the swan's feet are, so this is going to be interesting because sometimes when I'm stacking, I draw them separately and then put them all in the stack. And sometimes I draw them directly on top of the other animals so that I can have them positioned just right. So we're going to see how good this is or not. Oh, I got the back end of the ostrich tail. So I want to not have that. So I'm holding down shift and I'm selecting those so I can take them out of the selection. And now I think I have them separate. Nope, a couple little white pieces of the ostrich tail. Now let's see. Did I get them all? Oh, two more tiny pieces. Bet you didn't know this was going to be a training in Illustrator. I didn't know it was going to be either. Okay. I thought this one would not be too complicated, but it is, because that's how these are. All right. Okay, its feet aren't too bad. They're cute enough. They're not perfect, but I'm going to run with it because it's a hand-drawn thing. And, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can have some whimsy. So I'm going to group it now that it's all together. Command G and Command C. Command N for new. Get my new document. Put the birdie on it. Hold shift and drag to fill the scene. Oh, I kind of like its feet. They're kind of cute and weird, but cute. The one's kind of teeny, but that's okay. All right. So now I'm going to save this one. Blackbird stack swan. Oh my gosh, that makes me, every time I think of a swan, it makes me think of is it Happy Madison? No, Happy Madison? Is that the movie where he says, "Stop looking at me, swan"? He's talking to like the little swan faucet and he's like, "Conditioner is better, no shampoo is better." Silliness. Silliness. And you can see here how the frame goes right up to the edges of the bird by saying, don't keep the artboards. Okay. Just a couple more. Now we have the ostrich. I'm going to group that. I'm going to see what's missing down here. Group. Let me zoom in a little. I want to make sure I get these little pieces and group. And then I'm going to go over here and make sure I have this little piece and group. And I think this one might have done it. This one might be a little bit simpler. Okay, let's see here. Pull it away. Yes, yes. Okay, so that one's all grouped. And C, and new, Command N, create, hold Shift, make it big. Woo! And you can see how as you do these, it goes faster. And it goes much faster when you're not demonstrating how to do it too. So then I'm going to say save, blackbird, stack, ostrich. And then I'm going to save as a PNG or export as a PNG. No artboards. There we go. Those. Okay, now this little guy is on his nose. Oh yeah, it gets him immediately. There we go. Maybe. Oh, almost. Let's zoom in. How are you guys doing over there? Let me know if you have questions in the chat, and when I get back over there in a minute, I will look at them. Okay, trying to see what I'm missing. You know what? Oops. If you double click, I use a trackpad, magic trackpad, and if you double click, it automatically takes you into layers, which I don't want for this. Oh, I see where I'm missing it. Okay. So I need that little piece. How am I going to get it? There it is. There's that piece. Group. Now let's see if I've got it. Oh, yeah. That is good enough. All right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. I lost these little bits, but I don't think they are too big a deal. Sometimes, when I'm coloring in, it's like extra lines, and sometimes they show if I lose them, and sometimes they don't, and I don't see. Oh, you know what though? I do see. Oh no, are they still there? Huh. I don't know what these are. Interesting. Let's see if I can get them. Okay. I got him all. I was going to leave those stragglers behind, but I got him. Okay, so grouped. C, Command N for new. Create. He's a little tiny guy. I wish I could remember what this kind of bird is called. I know so many birds, but then some are hard, some just don't stick. Okay. So I'm just going to call it blackbird stack black with red. Because I can't remember what he's called. Okay. Export as a PNG. Export, go. Great. And now we only have 2 more birds. Let me check on you guys in the comments. I also was trying to debate if I want those feathers. I think I might. I think the feathers might be fun. Okay, how are you guys doing? Oh, everyone's fine. No questions yet. Are you guys falling asleep yet? Oh, we have 3 more. Sorry. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So now this one. I'm going to group and then I'm going to grab and group and grab and group. Let's see. Almost. Group. Grab and group. One tiny little bit there. Can't quite see that little tiny spot I'm missing. So I'm going to zoom in. And group. Group. I just group each time I try to pull something new in. Oops. That won't do it. And this is just my little signature. I draw with the, what paintbrush is it? Oh, it's the calligraphy paintbrush. And I press lighter for the little tiny bee at the top and heavier for the bottom one. So it makes kind of two bees back to back for Blume Bauer. And it makes kind of like a little butterfly. That's my little signature for the pieces. Okay, I think this one's going to be good enough. Yes. Do you guys think I should put the feathers on the page? I kind of think so. I think that could be fun to have some little feather stickers. Okay, so now I'm going to Command C, Command N, say yes, create, Command V, press Shift, drag the corners till it's filling the scene, and save. This is a cormorant, blackbird stack, cormorant. We have them here on the lake, so that's an easy one for me to remember. And export as a PNG. And, you know, you don't have to save each of the files separately like this. You could just save them each as a PNG or something. But I like to have them for later in case I decide to make a cormorant product or a raven product or a penguin product. You know, that way now I've got them all separate so that they can each make their own separate products as well as their own as a product of them all together in the stack. Okay, now I'm going to go get the raven. But I want to get rid of those couple little stragglers because I don't want those to hang on him. It's so amazing how many tiny little lines you draw when you're hand drawing with the Apple Pencil, and you don't realize how many millions of marks you've made creating the thing. And then when you take it into Illustrator, you see, whoa, this was really a lot of marks. Okay, and so I'm just going to group that and move it out of the way. I don't know if I want to add my signature as a sticker, but I might add it on the background somewhere. Okay, so now we have this, and I'm going to group and see what I'm missing. Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay, definitely the white. Group, Command G, and then I'm missing, oops. couple of these little gray bits on the foot. Command G. Still missing quite a bit of gray bits. Gray bits. Oh, I think we got it. Almost. Almost. See, when I drag onto the penguin, it's going to start selecting the penguin. Yep, it took some of its dots. Okay. I need those pieces. I see where they are, but they're not. I gotta go closer. I'll have to do a more simple Illustrator demonstration one day with a simpler design. So, because Illustrator doesn't have to be this difficult, it's just that my designs, my hand drawn designs, are kind of complicated. But Illustrator can be quite easy once you know the lay of the land. So you guys are kind of getting more of like an advanced look here at what Illustrator does. And I draw in Adobe Fresco on my iPad. And then okay, those are missing. Where are those guys? It's not letting me select those. Okay. Why? Why you no let me? There we go. That one's the one I really need. I could probably live without the other one. Actually, I grab it and move it in there. And Command G. Oh, this one too. Command G. Yay, we got it, we got it. Last one's the easiest because we've already taken all the other birds off. And that's another thing that makes this complicated, is that they're touching. You know, if you had drawn a scene and everything wasn't all touching like this, it might be a bit easier to work with too. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that's grouped by Command G, Command C, Command N for new, hit return, Command V, make our raven fill the scene. Oh, I just love ravens. They're so pretty. I don't know that, I don't think we have any here. I think we only have crows. Okay. Blackbird, stack, raven, and then export as a PNG. Do you have ravens where you live? They are so beautiful. Okay. Oops. Okay, now I can zoom out because the penguin is all alone now without anyone stacked on top of him. So now I can select the whole penguin, group him, and you can see all of these tiny little, I'll zoom in a little, all of these thousands of dots, one by one. I just dot, 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 dot for hours. Uh, but it's what makes his beautiful texture. So I had to do it. Okay, there's our penguin or her. And new. This one I'm going to make tall instead of wide. So my penguin can be as big as possible since it's taller than wider. And save. And then export. And go. We don't have any penguins here either. Okay, now I'm going to do a save as on this one so I don't accidentally save over my stack illustration. I'm going to save this and put separate birds so that I know that I have those all separated. Oh, and then I think I do want the feathers. So I'm going to get each of these. Group C, new. They really probably don't need to be this big, but that's okay. You know, it's nice to have it big in case you end up wanting to put it on something else. Maybe I want to put a feather on the front of a sweater or something. So I'm going to say bird stack feather 1. It's going to go on the sticker sheet and export. And then I'm going to grab this one, group. They're all very similar, but I'll just still grab them all anyway. They do have little nuances that makes them different, I guess. Okay, I'm curious. Do you guys find this fascinating watching me work in Illustrator? Because it took me quite a bit of time. Or should I skip it next time and just pre-prepare? I thought you might want to see it, but I also, I know if you're never going to use Illustrator, it might be just feel cumbersome to watch or learn something that might be out of your scope. Okay, and then I'm going to say export, and that's our last item. And I'm going to save that. Oh, and one last thing that I want this background color in case I might want to put it on the sticker sheet so that it's not a clear background for the sticker sheet. I can make a blue background. So I'm going to do Command Option 2 to unlock it. And I'm going to click on it, see, new, and get a vertical. And then I'm just going to drag it. I'm going to drag it freeform. It doesn't have to keep its proportions because I want it to fill the page. And actually, I'm going to drag it just over the edge a little bit. This helps make sure that you don't have any white on the edge. And I do that when I do prints also. I'll just drag it just a little bit over the edge if it's just a solid color and I'm not worried about it getting cropped off. That way you don't end up having like a white line down the side or on the top or bottom. You end up having full color end to end. So I'm going to save that as Blackbird Stack Blue BKGD background. And then export as that. Okay, and close and save. Okay, so now we are done with that part. And yes, feathers. And Jill says yes for the feathers. Okay, let me stop sharing that so we can share Printful and get to the stickers finally. Um, if you guys want at the end, I'll go into Canva or I can do it another time. We can see how good it does or not. But I already took almost an hour doing that. So uh, let's get started with stickers. Okay, so when you're on the home page, you just go to product catalog, and stickers are going to be in accessories, I believe. Oh no, they're in home and living. That's where the prints are and stickers. Okay, stickers. And now you can they have car magnets. It's kind of cute. It's just a rectangle car magnet, but that's fun. They have kiss cut stickers, which means they cut around the edges. They have die cut stickers. Um, that's cut around the edge too, but what is the difference between a die cut and a kiss cut? I'm not sure. They have vinyl. The vinyl are the ones that you'd want to use for if people were going to stick them on their water bottles or their computer. They have new holographic stickers. I tried that with one of my designs earlier, just playing around, and it's not cute unless you have the right kind of design. I think probably just black lines because then the pretty holographic colors will come through. When it did the colors across the colors of my art, it looked really bad. So it's something to keep in mind. But this is the one we're going to do today is the Kiss Cut sticker sheet. And as you can see, it's going to cut out, it's going to make little white outline around each of the artworks and then make them each cut out on the sticker sheet and see how we can add a colored background. They have pink, mint, and yellow for theirs. And here are some examples of them. They have some comic book ones, some little people, and these cute animals. So I'm going to say start designing, choose. Okay, so now we're going to upload our designs. And I have folders here already for the different artworks. And oh wait, am I in the right? Yeah, illustration art. Why are the Beatles not in here? Oh, oh there it is. So I'm going to upload these to the Beatles. You can see I have this stack in here from before, but it's all stacked up. So it's not separate. So I needed the separate files. So now I'm going to say upload, and I'm going to go to my sticker sheet folder, and I'm going to just start uploading each one. They should be pretty quick because they're PNGs and they're vectors. Not that they're PNGs. The PNGs can be more heavy, but because they're vector, they're very quick. And I actually can just drag and drop the rest. The crow, feather, 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 ostrich, ostrich. I always say ostrich, but it's not DGE, it's ostrich. But I say ostrich. I always have. Do you say ostrich? Okay. And the swan. Stop looking at me, swan. And the toucan. Okay. So now we have our files uploaded. I'm going to start with the penguin because I want it to be the biggest sticker. It's the biggest in the stack, and so I want it to be the biggest sticker. Now it's going to just fill up the page. Why is it filling up the page? There we go. It fills up the page, but you can make it as big or as small as you want, and then place it anywhere on the sticker sheet. Now note, it's going to give it that white outline, and you're not going to see that while you're laying it out on your page. It will give you a warning though if it thinks any of your things are overlapping. So you don't want to put it too close to the edge because you want it to have room for that white outline. So I'm just going to put it right about here. And I kind of want it to be actually big compared to the other ones. So let's see. Oh, that might be a little bit too big. Go a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's see here how that looks. And then I go to my uploads and I can get the next one that I want to do. My ostrich is pretty big. And you just drag from the corner to get the size that you want. I'm so tempted to put them in a stack, but then they will not work because they'll have, and you can pull this little thing to turn them around. So I can make the ostrich straight. And then go to my uploads. Give it one right. Just start kind of putting them around the page. I did not check to see how many of these we could have. That's interesting. We will find out shortly, won't we? Maybe you can put as many as will fit, or it might stop you at so many uploads. Now this one was teeny tiny, so I want it to be teeny tiny, but I want to turn it a little bit. I'm going to put it like there, there. Now, something about these is that it does not show you the white outline as you're working. So what you have to do is get them, eyeball them far enough apart from each other, and then you can go back in and edit it once you see the final outcome. And if they're too big, then if the white, if they're overlapping at all, then you can go in and edit it and fix that. Oh, yep, it's only going to let us have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good to know. So it's only going to let us have 5. So I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, take up some more space on the sheet. But I kind of want them to be, scattered about like a sticker sheet is. What I thought would be fun is to sell the stacks in sticker sheets, and then people could stack them up their own way, however they wanted. I don't know. I thought that could be kind of a fun thing. And then I would sell a sticker book with it that you could build the stacks in these little pretty scenes or something. Oh, cancel. Now I'm just playing around with it to make it feel like a sticker sheet. I just want it to be a little funsy. Okay, so let's say that's going to be my sheet. Let's see what this is telling me. Stickers will merge if placed too close. Yes. Okay. I think they're far enough apart. You can go and look at the mock-ups by clicking on the mock-up tab, and that will show you this, which just shows you your scene that you just set up with a little shadow, and then it'll show you this, but it still doesn't show you the white outlines. So then I'm going to go back And I am going to add a background because I want to have that pretty blue background instead of just white. And that's going to be that. And now we'll look at the mock-up again and see how it still doesn't show you the white outlines until we get to the end product. So I'm going to say save template. And now it's going to show us our sticker sheet. Now it's still not perfect because what it's showing you is the white outline on the sticker plus the white outline that will go on the page. And that's so that when people peel it out, there's still like a little white outline on the blue background left over. Does that make sense? So like when you peel the sticker, there's going to be the white outline that goes with the sticker and the white outline that stays back on the page. But what's nice about these sticker sheets is that they're $5.05. That's the price you pay to Printful. And then you can upcharge it from there. So basically they're getting 5 stickers for the price you set them at, as opposed to their normal stickers. We'll go back to those in a second. Let me zoom in on this for you. It's going to be a little blurry because it's not meant to be a product photo, but see how you can see that some of the white will stay back and some will go with the sticker. It's just showing you a demo basically of what it will look like. Oops, too small. So it's a more cost-effective way to sell stickers when they're print on demand, because print on demand stickers one at a time are around $3 to $5. So if you sell if you have a $5 sheet, that's your cost, $3 to $5. So then you've got to up that price, and then so the sticker becomes quite expensive. But if it's a sticker sheet that starts at $5 and you sell it for, $7, $9, $10, then it feels a little bit more reasonable because they got 5 stickers for that price versus 1 sticker. So you can see me now. Yay. Okay. Did it go black a long time? It usually is just a couple of seconds when that happens. Silly YouTube. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the product catalog so we can just see what the sticker price is for the individual stickers. And as you can see, once you have your art ready, you can have the whole demo of the stickers. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Okay, let me go back to it. Oh, darn. Okay, let me go back to it just to, now that we have everything uploaded, it won't take me very long. So we go to the sticker sheet and it shows these cute comics and the people and the animals, and I can say start designing and choose which store you want to have it in. I have multiple stores. The size is 5.83 inches by 8.27 inches, which is a really nice size. 8 inches is the size of a piece of paper short way, and then 5 inches, so 8 by 5. It's like a bigger than a 5 by 7. It's kind of a nice size. And then I just uploaded the designs one by one. And it places them on the scene really big. Jill, let me know if you can see me this time. And then you can just play around with where you want them to be. And you just click upload again to upload some more of them. A little bit sad it only lets me do 5 because I wanted to get them all in on a sheet and get those feathers in on there, but yay, she can see. Okay, upload. And then I'm going to get the ostrich, and I'll show you how I turned the ostrich. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller first. You just drag from the corner to make it smaller. And then this little dot at the top, or sometimes it's on the side or bottom, you grab that dot and you see the crosshairs, and then you can turn it. So I'll make it straight. I could actually make them a little bit bigger since I know there's only 5. I was being conservative earlier when I wanted to get them all on there. I'm just going back to the folder that these are in. So this stack would have to be 2 sticker sheets to get the whole stack. But that's still, you know, less expensive for you and for your customer to sell them in a sheet, 2 sheets versus, you know, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that, yeah, so instead of 10 individual stickers, now you could sell 2 sticker sheets and get a little bit better price for your customer and for yourself. A little more profit. I think that should be okay. It's very cute. You just want to kind of, you know, give them enough breathing room for that white space around them. Oops. See, it does tell you this, like, cancel. It'll give you a little warning if you get too close to the edge, if it thinks you're too close, or if any of the individual elements on the sticker sheet are too close. Okay, and then the background again on there. And then we can look at the mockups by clicking mockup. But unfortunately, their sticker mockup does not show, it just looks like a piece of paper with the print on it. It doesn't actually show the white outlines till we're all done. So I'm going to hit Save Template. And now it's going to show me here in this area right here. And now it shows me. And now these 2 are a little bit close. So I would go in and edit the product. So they don't need to be that close since it has a little bit of room to go up. Oh. Okay. Now I want to move that one a little too. Okay, now save. Let's see what it looks like. It should refresh the look of the sheet. Okay, see, now they all have their own space. The toucan's a little close to the penguin. That's okay. That's okay. So I think that looks really good. I am really curious to see if it would have been possible even to do it in Canva. So I'm going to open it in Canva real quick and just see if it pulls apart the different characters. I'm going to say upload. Oh, let me share. Hopefully we'll only be black screen for 1 to 3 seconds like normal. And then you will be able to see me. Okay, I'm going to drag the PNG in using a new design, 4800 by 6000. Yep. Oh, they only allow 5208. Okay, so I'm going to lock this so it stays proportional. Okay, and then I'm going to say create design. Now we're going to use, you see Canva already, fantastic. I wonder why it did that with Printful. Okay, so now I've got my whole scene and I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to go to the Magic Studio here and choose Magic Grab. And I'm going to use the click You can also use a brush and paint the area you want to grab, but I'm going to see if click works. Okay, so that one does click, grab that one. And it takes a couple of seconds to grab each element. So then we'll grab that and move it. Now this will be really funny if it's, oh, see, I did lose part of the foot though. That is the thing that I was thinking might happen here in Canva. See, I lost a piece of the foot because it was similar color to this toucan. And so it doesn't recognize. Oh, still on what you will design today. Oh, how about now? Thank you, Jill. I forget Canva opens because it was sitting here and the colors were so similar. It didn't grab its foot. Now it doesn't have a foot. So that is kind of, you know, we also lose the vectorability of it now, which is not as desirable for me because I like to be able to make the things as big as I want, as small as I want. But for stickers, they really don't have to be that big. So this still could absolutely work. I'm going to grab the toucan now and say grab. And I think it's going to lose its feet again. Oh, yeah. And look what it did to the swan. It gave the swan this crazy thing. So it's not as perfect, but it could work just fine if you have a more simple image or design or layout that where things aren't touching and bleeding over each other like this stack is. That's what makes this stack a little bit more complicated, is how everything's touching. So then I can grab this. And if I grab them all together, they would still all be together. So that's why I'm grabbing one at a time and then moving them away. But now my swan has that crazy thing. I could go in here and it's missing its feet. So they're all missing feet. The swan, I could go in and use the eraser, the pixel eraser, and make it a little bit smaller. And then go in and erase this crazy thing off the swan. I could also potentially try to draw in some feet. But yeah, that would be, I feel like that would be pretty complicated. But if it was your only way to do it, if you don't have Illustrator or it's just too complicated, I do get that. You could also try, let's try the brush for this one and see what happens. I'm going to brush its little feet. You don't have to be perfect with the brush for Canva. It's going to try to use AI to detect what you were trying to pull compared to what you highlighted. So let's see what it does for that one. Mohawk swan, yes. There's a mohawk swan. Okay. Okay, so that one got the feet. That was better, for sure. But I think it also took away part of the cormorant, because now the cormorant looks kind of weird there. So, does it work? Sure. Does it work perfectly? No. Is it as, oh, and see, these two birds are going together. So I'm going to have to do brush again to get this little bird separate from that bird. But the stickers are pretty simple once you have your elements. And so let's say you had a series of art that would go together like a bunch of frogs, like we had frogs the other night. If you had all these frogs and you remove the background from each frog and then you put them on the sticker sheet, done in no time. So don't let my complicated art make it seem so complicated or so hard to do when it's not too complicated. This one still has some little feet, which is nice, but now our cormorant is kind of messed up. It's missing part of his face and part of his wings. But maybe the cormorant ends up getting skipped if you don't have Illustrator and don't have that ability to use it. I'm going to click grab. It is nice to have options. And there is still Affinity too. I haven't really used Affinity for stuff like this. It left that behind, but that's okay. We could erase that eventually. I haven't really used Affinity enough to know how good it would be at something like this. It does do vector. Oops. No. It does do vector work as well. And so that is a potential app that you could use. And Affinity is free if you have Canva Pro. If you have a paid Canva account, you can have the $20 a month account and still be able to get Affinity. It might even be free. I don't know. They said it's free forever, but I think that's with a Canva account. So quite a bit cheaper though than Photoshop. So now we've got, it did the penguin quite nicely. So now we've got all these separate things, and we could do a new page. I don't know why oh, there we go. If we wanted to work on another page, and I could get rid of the background, and now we have just our elements here that are left. So some of them it did better than others. I think the brush worked nicely for getting the feet, but then it also took pieces off the other bird. So I guess it would depend on which was more important, getting the feet in or making sure each bird's body stayed intact. But yeah, it's kind of fun. What do you guys think? Are you going to make stickers? I'm so curious. I think they're a really fun way. Oh, and I wanted to show you the pricing. Let me go back to Printful, but let me know if you can't see me in a few seconds. They're under home and living and under stickers. Yeah, I do love stickers too. I mean, even if you make them for yourself at first, it's kind of fun. And then you can put them on things that you take all around. Oh, good. Thanks. I'm so glad you can see me, Jill. You could take them all around. Like you could put them on your to-go water bottle or onto your laptop that you take around with you. And then when people see them and say, hey, where'd you get that sticker? You could say, I made it. It's my art, and then they could say, I want one. And you could put them on your site for sale. So as you can see, the sticker sheet, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stickers on that sheet. I got to figure that out. Why? Like even the example has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. But it was only letting me have 5. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, so the sticker sheet is $5.05. One holographic sticker starts at $4.08, but that's for a 3x3 inch. So it is a bigger sticker. But as you can see, then you want to put some profit on top of that to sell it. And it makes it a pretty pricey sticker for your customer. Now the Kiss Cut vinyl starts at $121, so that's not as bad, 3x4. So you could sell this for $3 per sticker. It's kind of fun, not too bad. And then $220 for the Kiss stickers starts at $220. And then they go up based on the size you make them. So that's why I really love the idea of the sticker sheet. Now, if you really, really want to sell lots of like 3x3 stickers or 4x4 stickers, um, another option is to order them in bulk and then, just mail them with a stamp in an envelope. And then the mail is not very expensive, and you have a lot more cost effective way to buy the stickers. But if you end up wanting, like for me, let's say I was going to order the Blackbird stack, each one in bulk, then that's how many did we say? 11. So that's 11 stickers um, in bulk now that I have to keep in stock in drawers or something. I have to start to figure out how I'm going to store them. And then I've got 11 different stickers. And what if the penguin sells like crazy and the cormorant doesn't sell at all? And now you've got a whole box of cormorants and all the penguins are gone, like, so there's this whole keep carrying stock is a lot more complicated. You have to kind of guess what you think people will want. You have to order, the minimums that the sticker place has you order, and they are really good prices. So they give you a lot. Like they tend to give you 100 on up of stickers for a very reasonable price. Like 100 stickers could be as low as like $25. But then you've got to store the 100 stickers of each sticker type. So there's that whole complexity of it. And that's what I love about print on demand, is that I don't have to store any of it. I can just order it as it's ordered from me. And it's actually automatically set up to my website if it's done through Printful. So when someone orders, it goes straight to Printful. They print it, ship it. I don't have to do anything once it's on the site. Jill says, never noticed before, neon yellow studio sign is reflected in your window. Oh, yeah, I noticed that the other night, too. I was like, how funny is that? I never knew. And we have some neighbors down the way, and they live boat access only, so you can only get to their house in a boat. And they go by right when I'm setting up to start to go. Either she or he goes to pick up him or her at the dock and then take them home. And every night I've got this whole setup on, and I keep thinking, I wonder what they're thinking when they're boating by. Like, what are all the lights? What's all going on? Because normally when we're in here, when I'm not live, we just have the little twinkle lights on for like ambience, and the yellow studio light is off, and my big box light is off. And so it's kind of funny wondering what they think I do in the evenings. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys had fun. I know this was a really long one. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I really did want to check out Canva while we were working on this and see how it worked. And so I'm glad we did. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow. Mwah! Love you all.